Keesh, written by Jack London. Keesh lived at the edge of the polar sea. He had seen 13 suns in the Eskimo way of keeping time. Among the Eskimos, the sun each winter leaves the land in darkness. The next year, a new sun returns, so it might be warm again. The father of Keesh had been a brave man, but he had died hunting for food. Keesh was his only son, and Keesh lived alone with his mother, Ikiga. One night, the village council met in a big igloo of Kloshkwang, the chief. Keesh was there with the others. He listened, then waited for silence. "It is true," he said, "that you give us some meat, but it is often old and tough meat, and has many bones." The hunters were surprised. This was a child, speaking against them, a child talking like a grown man. Keesh said, "My father Buck was a great hunter. It is said that Buck brought home more meat than any of the two best hunters, and he divided the meat so that all got an equal share." No, the hunters cried. "Put the child out. Send him to bed. He should not talk to gray bears this way." Keesh waited until the noise went. "You have a wife, Ugluk," he said, "and you speak for her. My mother had no one but me, so I speak. As I said, Buck hunted greatly, but is now dead. It is only fair that my mother, who was his wife, and I, his son, should have a meat when the tribe has meat. I, Keesh, son of Buck, have spoken." Again there was a great noise at the igloo. "A boy should not talk to the council like that," said Ugluk. "Shall the young tell us, man, the things we should do?" asked Mazook. The council ordered Keesh to bed, even talked of giving him no food. Keesh jumped to his feet. "Hear me," he cried. "Never shall I speak in the council igloo again. I shall go hunt meat like my father Buck." There was much laughter when Keesh spoke of hunting. The laughter followed Keesh as he left the council meeting. The next day, Keesh started out for the shore where the land meets the ice. Those who watched saw he carried a bow and many arrows. Across his shoulder was his father's big hunting spear. Again there was laughter. Some shook their heads as the women looked at the mother of Keesh and felt sorry for her. "He will be back soon," they told her. "Do not worry." One day passed, then a second. On the third day, a great wind blew, and there was no sign of Keesh. His mother, Ikiga, put burned seal oil on her face to show her sorrow. The women shouted at their man for letting the little boy go, and the man made no answer, but got ready to search for the body of Keesh. Early next morning, Keesh walked into the village. Across his shoulders was fresh meat. "Go, you men, with dogs and sleds. Follow my footsteps. Travel for a day," he said. "There is much meat on the ice, a she-bear and her 2 cubs." His mother was very happy. Keesh, trying to be a man, said to her, "Come, Ikiga, let us eat, and after that I shall sleep, for I'm tired." There was much talk after Keesh went to his igloo. The killing of a bear was dangerous, but it was 3 times more dangerous to kill a mother bear with cubs. The man did not believe that Keesh had done so, but the women pointed to his fresh meat. At last the man agreed to go for the meat that was left. But they were not very happy. One said if Keesh had killed his bear, he probably did not cut the meat into pieces. But when the man arrived, they found that Keesh had not only killed the bear, but had also cut it into pieces, just like a grown hunter. And so began the mystery of Keesh. On his next trip, he killed a young bear, and on the following trip, a large male bear and his mate. How does he do it? The hunter asked each other. He does not even take a dog with him. Then there was talk of magic and witchcraft in the village. He hunts with evil spirits, said one. Maybe his father's spirit hunts with him, another said. But Keesh continued to bring meat to the village. Some people thought he was a great hunter. There was talk of making him a chief after old Klosh Kwan. They even waited, hoping he would come to council meetings, but he never came. I would like to build an igloo, Keesh said one day, but I have no time. My job is hunting, so it would be just if the men and women of the village who eat my meat built my igloo. And the igloo was built. It was even bigger than the igloo of the chief, Klosh Kwan. One day, Aglakan talked to Keesh. It is said that you hunt with the evil spirits, and they help you kill the bear. Is not the meat good? Keesh answered. Has anyone in the village yet become sick after eating? How do you know evil spirits are with me? Or do you say it because I'm a good hunter? Aglakan had no answer. The council sat up late talking about Keesh and the meat. They decided to spy on him. On Keesh's next trip, 2 young hunters, Bim and Bong, followed him. After 5 days, they returned. The council met to hear their story. Brothers, Bim said, we followed Keesh and he did not see us. The first day, he came to a great bear. Keesh shouted at the bear loudly. The bear saw him and became angry. It rose high on his legs and growled, but Keesh walked up to it. We saw it. Bong, the other hunter, said, the bear began to run toward Keesh. Keesh ran away, but as he ran, he dropped little round balls on the ice. The bear stopped and smelled the ball and then ate it. Keesh continued to run, dropping more balls on the ice. The bear followed and ate the balls. The council members listened to every word. Bim continued the story. The bear suddenly stood up straight and began to shout in pain. The bear growled and jumped up and down. Never have I seen such a thing. Evil spirits, said Aglak. I do not know, said Bong. I can tell only what my eyes saw. The bear grew weak and walked along the shore, shaking his head from side to side. Then it sat down and pulled at its own fur with its sharp claws. Keesh watched the bear that whole day. For 3 more days, Keesh continued to watch the bear. It was getting weaker and weaker. Keesh moved carefully up to the bear and pushed his father's spear into it. And then, asked Klosh Kwan, and then we left. That afternoon, the council talked and talked. When Keesh arrived in the village, the council sent a message to him to ask him to come to the meeting. But Keesh said he was tired and hungry. He said his igloo was big and could hold many people if the council wanted a meeting. Klosh Kwan led the council to the igloo for Keesh. Keesh was eating, but he welcomed them. Klosh Kwan told Keesh that 2 hunters had seen him kill the bear. And then, in a serious voice, to Keesh he said, we want to know how you did it. Did you use magic and witchcraft? Keesh looked up and smiled. No, Klosh Kwan, I'm a boy and know nothing of magic or witchcraft. But I found an easy way to kill the ice bear. It is headcraft, not witchcraft. And may any man? Any man. There was a long silence. The men looked at each other, and Keesh ate. And will you tell us, O Keesh? Klosh Kwan asked in a shaking voice. I will tell you. It is very simple. Watch. Keesh picked up a thin piece of whalebone. The ends were pointed and sharp as knife. Keesh bent the bone into a circle. Suddenly, he let the bone go, and it became straight with a sharp snap. He picked up a piece of seal meat. So, he said, first make a circle with a sharp thin piece of whalebone. Put the circle of bone inside some seal meat. Put it in the snow to freeze. The bear eats the ball of meat with a circle of bone inside. When the meat gets inside the bear, the meat melts and the bone goes snap. The sharp points make the bear sick. It is easy to kill them. It is simple. Aglac said, "Oh." And Clutch Crown said, "Ah." And each said something in his own words, and all understood. And that is the story of Keesh, who lived long ago on the edge of Polar Sea. Because he used headcraft instead of witchcraft, he rose from the poorest igloo to be the chief in the village. And for all the years that followed, his people were happy. No one cried at night with pains for hunger.